So this is a tutorial. I'm going to click on new, open up Unity, click on new, and we're going to make a platforming game. So I'm just going to call it a platformer underscore Unity, since it's going to be my Unity project folder. I'm going to click this little dot dot dot, and I'm just going to make sure that I place it onto, in this case, 2D games example folder. Select folder, make sure it's on 2D. It will work if you click 3D, but it's, this just kind of presets it. So then we're going to hit create project, and it's going to go through and make the project. I'm just going to pause it while it loads all that up. All right, so it's loaded up. So now what I'm going to do is make my folders. I'm going to go to my project panel. I'm just going to make a folder for each one of the things I need. And regardless of the game, you're pretty much always going to need these same ones. So I'm going to do animations. I'm going to put animations in there. Create folder, and we will do prefabs. Create folder, and we will do scenes. Create folder, scripts. Create folder, and sprites. All right. And do we need any more? I think that's it. Okay, so I got all these in here. I'm going to go ahead and just save this. I'm going to do File, Save Scene As, just so that we're all set. I'm going to save it right in my Scenes folder of my assets, and we're just going to save it as Main. I'm going to hit Save. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm bringing my sprites into here. Okay, and then we'll format them. So I'm just going to put that over here, and we are going to go. I'm going to put this over here. Let's see, this is, what am I doing, a platformer? Okay, so I'll go my artwork, and these are my master files. So here's my background, and these are all my background elements. So I'm just going to grab all of, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep them in the folder, and that way they're organized. All right, so there's the background, and then let's see, dragon. I'm just going to keep the dragon out because it's just one thing. No need to. And Louise is just these four, so I'm going to grab these as well. And bam. Okay, so now I got my artwork, my sprites, and that is good. So we'll make this maximized again. And now what we need to do is I'm going to go to the inspector. I need to go through and basically format each of these, okay? So, looking at the size of these, I'm going to hold shift, and I'm thinking I need to do, let's try 500. So pixels per unit, basically what that means is that each one of these are a unit, right? So if I were to select my camera, revert, sorry. If I were to select my camera here, this is, so right now it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, so it goes 5 units. So it's how many pixels go in each one of these, all right? So if I look, it doesn't really give me, oh, okay, down here, it's 720 by 720. So if I did 720 up here, it's going to take 1 unit, like, because it's 720 by 720, so this would go into this cube. That's basically what this means. So if I do 100, it's going to go across 7, which is more than what I need. So I'm going to grab all of these, and I'm going to do 500. Okay, and I'm going to hit apply. All right, and let me see, and I'm just for the example's sake, I'm just going to grab the single one of Louise, and it looks okay. I'm just going to delete it now. I just want to bring it in there. Another thing I need to do actually, before I bother with the rest of this, is I'm going to look at my settings here. So I'm going to go to File. Actually, we'll do this first. Go Edit. Go File, Build Settings. And for us, we can just keep it on PC. That's fine. But if you're going to do web, I've been doing web lately, I would click on that and click on Switch Platform. If I need to adjust my player settings, I can click on Player Settings, and that will pop this up over here. The other way to do it is if you just go to Edit, Project Settings, and then Player, and then it will pop up over here. So I just want to make sure that I have the size that I want. So so width and height. So I got 960 by 600. So that's currently what the size is. And I'd rather do 1280 by 720. That way it's like the low HD. That looks good. And that's actually showing me, here we go, PC, Mac. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing. And then if I go to my game, you see right now it says I had this preset one. I'm just going to go to 16, or here we go, 1280 by 720. So I already had that built in there. But if you don't have that, you just click on this plus, and then you can name it what you want. I didn't name it anything. And then fixed resolution, which is fine. And then I said 1280 by 720. and then that makes that resolution, okay? And it just was called 1280 by 720. All right, good. So now I have more of an example of what I want, and let me just double check my sprites again and make sure that that's a good size. That looks a little small actually, so let me try doing, let's see if we do, let's say 250 and apply. All right. Yeah, 250 I think looks a little bit better. We'll go 250, okay. But basically that's the default size, so good. So I got that. Let me look at my background elements. This one I don't need to size because it's just going to go in there, but let me just grab like the bed. And it's that big, and that's in comparison to, let me see. It's kind of big. I'm just going to go with it. I think it's fine. Okay. All right, so that's good. So now what I need to do is actually slice these up so they're good sizes and stuff. So I'm just going to select yeah, I got to do one at a time. I'm going to select this. I'm just going to go to, you know what, actually, I'm going to leave them like this. They're fine. Because I could trim it to get the rest out, but I actually don't care about that. This one I do, though. So I'm going to select this one, and you can see it's 2. But this is meant to be a sprite sheet, so there's actually supposed to be 2 images in here. So I'm going to go up to here. I'm going to change it from single to multiple, because there's multiple things in there. I'm going to sprite editor, hit apply, and then you see I have 2 in here. Now I can slice it by automatic, which will slice them based on the size here. Or, because it's 2 cells, I could switch this to grid by cell count. And so columns would be 1, there's only 1 column, and rows would be 2. So 2, and then hit slice, and it will cut this perfectly in half. But in this case, you can see I didn't do a good job of putting these in the exact same position. So see how like the line here is right there, and the line here is down here. So that actually sets them off. So I'm just going to switch this back to automatic, because that way it's actually a little bit closer. I did a bad job. And hit apply, boom. And now you'll see when I open this up, there's actually 2 things there, okay? And then we'll go to the background, and I'm going to do basically the same thing on all of these, just because she takes up most of the space, so I don't really mind there being that much stuff around it. But with these, you can see like this is way out there, and that's a lot. Like I might accidentally click on this and I'm trying to click on something else. So rather than dealing with that, I'm going to fix it. So I'm going to do this one first. So I'm just going to go to sprite editor, because these are my clouds, and I'm just going to, oops, sorry, got to switch this to multiples, not that, switch this to multiple, sprite editor, apply, and then I'm just going to slice, automatic slice, and this way it slices all of them separately, so I can spread them out how I want, apply, and boom, and you'll see when I open this up, there's all my clouds. Then I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to switch this to multiple, even though we're doing 1, hit sprite editor, apply, and then I'm going to go slice, and I'm just going to go to automatic and hit slice. And you can see it goes right in there, and it's basically going to crop it to this and apply. And you can see when I open it up, now it's that size. And I'm going to go to this one, switch this to multiple, sprite editor, apply, slice, make sure it's on automatic, slice, and apply. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly go through and do that to all the rest of these so that they're all basically sliced. I'm not doing it to this one though, because it's not necessary. I wonder if I can actually, let's see, I'm going to hold control, grab all of these, all right, and let me see, oh, I can do them all at once, there we go, and we'll apply. All right, and then I'll just do sprite editor, slice, apply, and then we'll go here, slice, and apply, here, slice, apply, here. Oh, I must have missed this one. I didn't make it multiples. Multiple. Apply, slice, and apply. And lastly, slice and apply. Okay, so now I got all of my pieces together. Okay, so that's good. I brought in all my sprites, and these guys are all good. So now what I'm going to do is basically start laying these things out in here, and then we will start making it from there. So I'm going to go to my background here, and I'm going to grab my background, and I'm just going to drop it in here. It puts it right in the center. In this case, I'm actually just going to go ahead and take this and bring it up here, and bring it down here, just so it fits the entire screen. Okay, I don't really care about it stretching because it's just a horizontal gradient anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a sorting layer. So I'll have a background, which will be the sky here and the clouds, and then I'll have a midground, which will be these items here, and then I'll have the foreground, which will be the characters. Okay, so in this one, I'm just going to go ahead and add a sorting layer, and I'm going to hit plus, and we'll call this one background, and I'll just make the other ones while I'm at it, and we'll midground, and one more, and foreground. Awesome. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to my sprites and back to background. I'm gonna select this one, and oh, sorry, not there. Select here, and I'm gonna go ahead and change this to background, and we'll leave it at 0. And this one will also be of that sort. So I'm gonna grab all of these individually, pop each one of these up. Okay. Until, oops, did 5 twice, 6. Okay, I'm going to select them all at the same time, and we are going to make them background as well, but they will be on level 1. So it starts at 0 and it moves forward. All right, so that's all good, and I think I am happy with all of those elements. Now, what I'm going to do is go to Assets, Prefabs. I'm going to select all of these. And actually, I'm not going to need a prefab of the sky, but these clouds, I'll grab them all. And I'm just going to grab them in the prefabs. Oh, you got to do one at a time, apparently. Oops, didn't want to do that. If you double click, it zooms in on it, which is nice. I'm just going to drop each one of these, not you again, each one of these into a prefab. So basically, every time I need them, I can just grab them from here, and they already have all these settings attached to them. And these are merely visual elements, so they're not actually all that important. And then I can delete these from here, and then whenever I want them, it already has all my presettings in the prefabs here. Okay, so it's just a nice way of having those available. All right, now let's go to back to sprites here, and we did those. Okay, so now let's do these different background elements. So I'm just gonna grab this one, this one, this one. Gotta do one at a time. There, and let me see, it's chair 2, couch, this couch, this couch, and this one. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and work on these. So I'm going to grab all of these elements, and we are going to go ahead and add these to the midground. And I'm going to leave them all at 0 because they're not going to be on top of each other, so it's never going to be an issue. I just want to make sure when I put the clouds that they're on top of the other one. And since these are all midground, they'll be behind the characters. All right. Now what I need to do is look through these, and it would be a good idea to name them all, but I'm just going to leave them with the names because I'm lazy. The bed here. So I have the bed, and as a prefab, that is fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bed, and I'm going to Control D and Control D. So I have 3 beds, and you'll see why in a second. So I'm going to take one single bed as I like it, and I'm going to drag that down. Okay, so now there we go. Now what I'm going to do, and I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Okay, and if I want it again, I just take it from here and I can drop it in. But these two, I'm going to take the second one, I'm going to hit W, I'm going to pull it up and put it on top of the other one. And this is going to be basically my bunk bed. Okay, that's the idea. So I'm going to go ahead and create an empty, and I'm going to call this bunk bed. All right, and we're going to put these 2 beds underneath bunk bed, like so. And then when I want to move it, I can just move it like this, and I'm going to take this and make that a prefab. So every time I want to do a bunk bed, I can just drag it up here, and I have my bunk bed. Okay? So I'm getting more mileage out of my few here. So the table, I'm going to head and duplicate that, and I'm also going to duplicate these chairs. And I'm going to create an empty, and we are going to call this table chairs. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and put this table and these chairs underneath this. Okay, and then I am going to take this chair, make it a prefab, this chair, make it a prefab, and this table, make it a prefab. And I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of these, and we will continue making these sprites in the next thing. Okay.